Hey guys, Brox here. I'm going to attempt to fix Diablo 4 in under 7 minutes using systems they already created. First thing we would take out is the Paragon board. It is completely and utterly useless. It is overly complicated. I think they even said themselves that they don't like it, that it's overly complex. Yet they already created a system that was better than this system back in season, I think, 2 with the vampiric powers. If you remember vampiric powers, you had a circle that had 5 branching powers that you could add, and then you had a glyph system that looked almost exactly like this. You would add whatever your glyph or power at that point is into your board. You were only given 5 choices, but you had to level up those powers just like you have to level up glyphs to get them more powerful. They would start off weak, and then as you would level them, they would gain percentage value and increase. Well, with Paragon boards, the only thing you're really actually chasing on these Paragon boards are the legendary nodes. So all you really have to do is take out the entire board system, put the vampiric power system back in place, take the legendary nodes out of the tree, take some of the most powerful glyphs like exploit and territorial and stuff like that, keep those, bring them down into the glyph system, put in the vampiric power board, let yourself choose which ones you want to add as your most powerful. Maybe you have legendary glyphs, like this would be a legendary glyph, and then you only get one of those options out of the 5, and then you have to use 4 of the smaller, lesser glyphs to fill out the rest of the other 4 things. And then you use the same systems that you use today to level up glyphs within the pit to level up those nodes instead. You remove the complexity of the Paragon tree, you remove the need to do this whole pathing system that's overly pointless. You take all of the base value, like the +5 strength, the +5 dex, you add that into the higher item tiers of dropped gear. So if, let's say, your Ancestral 900 drops at +350 strength today, maybe it's +500 strength with the patch removing these base values from the tree itself and just putting it back into the item affix itself. That way you don't even have to worry about, did I get all the plus strength nodes on my pathing, working my way through my tree or something to that effect. So you can get rid of this entire system, bring back the vampiric power system, replace it with the legendary nodes from the Paragon tree, have them level up. That also controls the speed at which you gain power from these legendary nodes instead of in the Paragon tree where you just click one button on a legendary node and get this huge jump in power, like 60% multiplicatives or 50% multiplicatives. Instead, now you control that gain through the vampiric power system because now you're leveling that legendary node, and it starts off weak when you're in Torment 1, 2, 3, but as you level it up, it gains power as you gain Torment speed. So it's just a better system all around. It already exists. They should bring it back, get rid of the Paragon tree, and replace it with the vampiric power system. Second thing that I would change and fix is no one likes this skill tree. It is garbage. Skill trees in ARPGs in general are all garbage. Last Epochs is bad, Diablo 4 is bad, Torchlights is bad. Skill trees in ARPGs are terrible. It is why Path of Exile is leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else, is because their skill system is flexible. It allows for so much uniqueness, choosing a skill and then choosing supports at your leisure as the player rather than what is being told to you on a skill tree. It is just a better system all around. Funny enough, the system actually already exists with the expansion, and that is with the talisman system, except for sets are terrible. They are a terrible system altogether. Sets suck. They sucked in D3. They suck here because it basically just says that Blizzard is choosing what you're going to play. Whatever the most powerful set is that gives you 200% multiplier, 600% multiplier, you're going to end up with the best set, and then you're forced to play the best set or the best build, and you're not actually playing an ARPG anymore. You're just playing whatever the best set is. That was the problem with Diablo 3. It's still the problem with Diablo 3, and it now exists here in Diablo 4. This is a terrible system. It's been terrible for over a decade. However, the mechanics here are perfect, because instead of having a seal here that is a seal that just unlocks these charm slots, what if this was a seal of your skill? So let's say you would drop the seal of Hammer of the Ancients, and then you would slap the seal as your skill here, and you would then unlock these charm slots, except the charm slots act as support slots. So like Path of Exile, you have your main skill, and then you would have your supporting skill slots. So then let's say you had something like a bow attack that did like a Heartseeker, shot out one arrow, but you would get the seal of Heartseeker, and then you would open up a charm slot and you could add greater multiple projectiles to it. And now you've customized it to however you want to play, or you could have it explode on impact. You could have a support that explodes on impact, or changes the affinity to frost, and now it freezes to the effect. But these would become supporting skills for your main skill, and then you would just have a couple tabs up here for each skill slot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for your 6 different skills down here. And then you could also control the speed at which you gain power through the seal system, because let's say at level 10 you find a seal of Hammer of the Ancients, but it's only a 1 charm slot seal, so then you would only get 1 supporting slot at level 10. But as you get into the higher levels, level 70, Torment 1, 2, 3, maybe you find one that's a 5 charm slot, and then when you get up to Torment 10, 11, and 12, you can find your 6 charm slot, and that's basically like a 6 link in Path of Exile. Basically, the system exists to make a skill system that is actually interesting and complex, get rid of the skill tree, and would be better all around for the game. And it's here, it's in the game now, it's just being used for something that is actually substantially worse for the game altogether. So the system already exists, they just need to take the skill tree, implement it into the talisman system, and boom, you now have one of the biggest competitors to Path of Exile ever for top spot of ARPGs, because this game has the ability to do it. The system is already here. Okay, the last thing is going to be a jump cut, so I'll be right back. And we're back with the jump cut, and the last thing we're going to talk about is war plans. This was sold to us as something that we could customize, and we could play the way that we wanted to play, do the things we enjoy doing, and doing more of those things, except for you can't do any of that. None of that exists, because you can't control this system at all. Simple fix, just allow us to control it. See this empty bar down here that is completely and utterly just useless and has nothing in here? Make this so that we can choose 3 activities that we want to do, and those are the 3 activities that populate in a random order. So let's say I really enjoy doing lair bosses, and I enjoy the pit, and I enjoy hell tides. Let's say those are my 3 things. Well, I can then go choose my 3 activities that I want to populate into the system, and then boom, when I hit create war plan or generate new plan, those 3 activities are mishmashed together in whatever random order the plan gives me, with these added bonus rewards for doing them in that consecutive order. And then if I want to change it out and I say, you know what, I'm done with lair bosses, I want to throw in some infernal hordes, I can switch them out, put in infernal hordes, and now it generates infernal hordes in my triples, but I have control over what appears here and what appears in the randomized order, plus getting the extra rewards for doing them in that order, rather than just having to deal with, clicking new plan as many times as I can, trying to find something that, doesn't have Cuirass to Undercity, because I just really hate being on a timer, and I don't want to do Cuirass Undercity. I could theoretically just remove this from the pool by just giving me the option as the player to put 3 activities in this little bar down here, and then having it populate off those 3 activities. And then when I want to change one out, I can just pop it out and put it over here. Or if I want to work on leveling a specific tree, I can then just make sure that one of those is in the slot, so I can level the tree over here for the Atlas. I don't even think you have to change the Atlas portion yet. I think this is fine as it is. Honestly, I know some people say this is like a dumbed down Path of Exile Atlas. I think it's fine. It serves its purpose for right now. The problem is this system doesn't get the player any player agency whatsoever, but it simply could be fixed with some minor changes that gives the player the ability to actually choose what they want to appear in their plans, and it's all already here. We just need the ability to slot in what we want to slot in into 3 little tabs here, and then hit new plan and have it generate, and then let us just swap out the 3 activities that we want to swap out. And we're done. After that, you have a better skill system, you have a better Paragon system, and you have a better activity system for the endgame activities, and Diablo 4 would be a substantially better game for it. Have a good one.